Hello retro gamers and welcome to another episode of Sunday Quickie. In Sunday Quickie I take a look at items or subjects that are just interesting me at the moment that I don't feel are justified for a fully fledged video with production values and who knows else. This is the second episode in the series. A couple of weekends ago I checked out a project called Driver 2, which is a open source porting of Driver 2 to the computer, and it's really cool, so definitely check that out if that is something that interests you. But today we're looking at ray tracing, and ray tracing is obviously in the news at the moment because of the next generation RTX cards that are coming out by both Nvidia and AMD soon. But no one ever talks about ray tracing on the Super Nintendo because, of course, ray tracing is not on the Super Nintendo. At least it wasn't until this project came about in the last couple of days, and obviously it's hitting all the news sites at the moment. So I thought I'd just quickly show it to you because it is Sunday and it is time for a quickie. So as The Verge states, an absolutely wild mod has brought real-time ray tracing to the SNES, or SNES, or Super Nintendo. I know people get annoyed when I say it the way that they're not used to. Anyway, I'm a bit of I was a bit of a 3D nerd going back to my more formative years. I used to love 3D modeling and rendering and all that. I knew what ray tracing was probably about 15 years ago. And then I sort of got out of the scene, and when these graphics cards started coming out with it, I was like, ray tracing? That's been around for years. I had software developed in the late 90s that could utilize that. But I guess the point is that these days it's real-time ray tracing. So, how does ray tracing come to be on our humble Super Nintendo? Well, a very smart chap named Ben Carter, who is a game developer and a software engineer, has developed a cartridge, if you will, you'll see what I mean in a second, that basically allows real-time ray tracing. That's really all there is to basically explain it in a simplified fashion. So I will leave these links in the description if you want to read further, because it does get quite technical, so I'll give you a bit of a technical warning straight away. I won't be getting too technical, but I was interested how he made this possible. So probably what I really recommend doing is watching the YouTube channel. It goes for about 10 minutes. He also has a blog post on his blog, believe it or not, where he sort of explains everything. So as you can see here, it's actually a Super Famicom, which is obviously just the Japanese version of a Super Nintendo. Exactly the same hardware-wise, as far as I know anyway. The only reason for that is it looks like he's based in Japan, but I think he might be English. Not totally sure. Anyway, as you can see, there is quite a lot going on there. Mum's spaghetti, and we also have an interesting little development board there, which is basically what's making this possible. So he hasn't just developed a game on a standard Super Nintendo cartridge and just somehow got ray tracing to work through software. I don't think that's, it's not possible. It just straight up is not possible. So what he's done, he's actually using one of these. It's called a DE10 Nano FPGA board. And FPGA stands for Field Programmable Gate Array. And you'll find these chips all over the retro gaming scene. They're in like the analog consoles and, so on and so forth. And just having a quick check on DigiKey, these sell for about $200 odd. So if you wanted to do this yourself at home, if you're smart enough, I guess you totally can. Basically, the spaghetti going on in the middle here are, what did he call them? Level shifter chips. Basically, the FPGA board is running on 5 volts, but the Super Nintendo cartridge is running on 3.3 volts. There is actually a cartridge there, as you can see, all the wires are just manually going in. He says he cannibalized some sort of cheap game, so, something super rare has been broken for this, so, don't fret about that if you were, and you probably weren't. So, I'll just mute this, but I'll just show you a portion of the video, and I definitely recommend watching this video if you haven't already. But as you can see there, he's using the Super Nintendo controller because he can actually walk around this landscape which he's developed. And all of this is ray traced on the Super Nintendo. So as you can see here, there's this sphere, and it has an inverted reflection on it because obviously because of the spherical nature, the reflection wouldn't just be like looking into a mirror. It's going to be refracted. I think that's the right terminology. And it's just doing these really cool things. It's creating these really cool shapes using like boolean or whatever you want to call it. Basically an invert of a shape in another shape. It's really cool stuff. And yeah, honestly, there really isn't much else to say. It's just a really cool project. Oh, he also mentioned that you can move the sun around in real time as well. So all of this is in real time. Like, this is not a pre-rendered, like a demo from the olden days that he's got to work on the Super Nintendo. This is a landscape he's walking around in real time. It's fascinating, and, you know, obviously the man is, he's got a bit of this going on. But yeah, that's it for the Sunday Quickie. I'm still playing around with the format a little bit. This won't be a video I release every single Sunday. It's just, you know, when something pops up that I feel is cool, usually I'll post it on my Twitter or something, but I feel like this is just a bit more of a more formal way to do it. And also just as a bit of extra house cleaning, I've actually got some new hardware for this. If you saw my last video, I was using my Sony to record, which I use to record all my videos. And it's a great camera, but it is prone to overheating. And it actually overheated during the middle of that video, which is quite annoying. So I went down to the shops yesterday and I bought a Logitech Brio, which is a 4K webcam. So all the video you're seeing, it's actually a webcam right now. So let me know what you think of the quality of the video. Obviously, I'm using my Yeti Blue microphone for audio, but it's not going to come with my prime camera or anything, but I think it would be pretty cool, like especially for the repair videos, just have like an extra angle recording at the same time. So yeah, just let me know what you think. And also, as another extra bit of house cleaning, this probably will be the last video for the year, because I'm quite busy at this time with work and also social commitments. So if I don't show my face on the screen again in 2020, thank you for watching over the year. Thank you for subscribing. And I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Stay safe, stay cool, and go play some Super Nintendo.